Thanks, Trevor. That's a very interesting quote from Crepper there. But I'm joined here with Sven after his victory. It was very convincing here. What did you change up? Because in previous weeks, we've seen you guys get a massive lead, but then not be able to follow that all the way through to the end. What did you change?
I'm not sure what we changed, but I think we just got tired of losing. So Fox went man mode and just wanted to win the game really hard. So yeah.
So talking about Fox, he actually picked up the Aurelia here. We've seen Faker in Korea actually pick that champion up. Was that a team decision, or was that Fox being really good with the champion and you wanting to play it?
I think it's more Fox call, because in Season 1 and Season 2, I think he was like a one-trick Aurelia. But he was a top lane main, but now he's a mid lane main, so he still plays the champion really well.
Very interesting. So now looking towards the rest of the season, is playoffs still a reality for you guys, or are you looking just to try and avoid relegations and looking at the people at the bottom of the table?
I'm pretty sure we can't go playoffs. Pretty sure it's not possible, but our best case scenario is 7th place, so we don't have to play relegation, so that's what we're aiming for.
Okay, so you guys have looked better over the last couple of weeks. What do you think your biggest weaknesses are at the moment?
I guess shot calling, because we usually get a big lead, but then we don't know how to close out the game. But even then, some games, like the game yesterday, we just get rolled over, so I'm not sure.
Okay, well, it seems like there are improvements over the board. Sven, thank you for taking the time to talk to me, and congratulations on your win once again. We're going to shoot it over to the analyst desk to look at that game and close out the day.
Thank you so much. I don't think there's a lot of worth in trying to analyze the game much more, because finally for SK, very convincing victory, and on the side of the Wolves, just, yeah, sadly more of the same.
More of the same, and unfortunately it seems to be more of the same on a downward spiral for the Copenhagen Wolves. They've tried to make adjustments. It hasn't quite worked. There's only 2 weeks left in the split now, and if you're the Wolves, you somehow need to get 2 more wins at least. Just try and tie people up.
And you've got to hope for SK to drop games.
Yeah.
Now that the head-to-head has been tied up, at the end of the spring split, MYM and Giants were in the exact same position where they were battling to avoid automatic relegation. Giants showed up with a Hail Mary with Whirler playing Hecarim. And Copenhagen Wolves will have to hope for the same magic.
Yeah, maybe the beginning of a Hail Mary for SK Gaming. What an important win for them. Let's take a look at the standings, because as said, only 2 weeks left to play in the summer split and the regular season. Let's take a look. Fnatic, of course, still at the top of the table, and Origin H2K there in 2 and 3. And then a tie, Giants Gaming and the Unicorns of Love, and Gambit and Roccat. Those are all the playoff spots. I want to touch on the top 3, though, first, quickly, because I think we've learned some very interesting things, especially on the side of H2K. That pre-playoff slump is actually something we saw in the spring split as well.
It is, and the thing is, H2K do have a little bit of time to fix it. They are relatively comfortable in 3rd. What they need to do is resolve the problems before playoffs gets locked in, because we keep talking about this. First, we'll get automatic berth into semifinals. We know that from Fnatic. Whoever places 4th and 5th has to face Fnatic in the semifinal wherever they win. So now it's a matter of playing for 3rd to at least try get to, play the 2nd place team, which is looking to be Origin. And that means more championship points, more opportunities if you're H2K or UOL to make it to Worlds.
I think, though, looking back at the very top of the table for Fnatic, interesting week for them. It was their toughest test now at the second half of the split. Real key thing for me, cracks started to show in the early game of Fnatic. They're cracks that maybe won't get exploited in the playoffs, but certainly on the road to Worlds. You have those kind of rough early games against the likes of SKT, EDG. They will exploit Fnatic a lot more than the European teams did. So clearly Fnatic still have more to show us perhaps on that road.
And then looking at Worlds, it's almost impossible that I'm saying this right now, but Giants actually have a shot to making it there. They're 7-7 right now, and their closest competitor, Unicorns of Love, have just lost their jungler, which we were praising as the most consistent part of this incredibly inconsistent team right now. So can you imagine Giants and playing the tiebreaker against MYM, I believe, for our relegation, and then having a shot at Worlds with just 1 roster change? It's really interesting how quick things can shift compared to SK Gaming. 1 roster change and they're all the way at the bottom. So.
And we saw that video feature earlier from Giants talking about Godfrey, bringing him on board. They tried multiple supports, and they brought an untested support into the LCS on his debut game and said, you tell us what to do. Like, is there more pressure? It was a rocky start. Godfrey himself said, look, I missed a lot of dark bindings on Morgana, but he's grown. The whole team has grown. They are now the Unicorns of Summer because they have a little bit of magic. They have a little bit of surprises. I think if they can rein Peppy in a little bit and use the bucking Bronco correctly instead of being booted off, maybe they can pick up more wins.
I thought that was fantastic. That was great analysis.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
well,
you.
Well, Giants, all credit where credit is due, doing great. But Fnatic, though, still undefeated.